What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. Today we go back to something we haven't done for a while. Now, if you've been around this channel pre-Warhammer, you guys know I used to do some stand-up comedy reactions, some better than others, I will say. I don't really enjoy doing stand-up reactions because people get really testy in the comments, you know what I mean? People get really amped up if you don't like what they like, or you disagree, or whatever it is. So someone requested on the Discord that I react to George Carlin flying, which is what we're doing today. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted, because a lot of the fucking stand-up comedy gets blocked. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't do that. I looked and other people have reacted to it, so I thought I'd do it. This was a request from the Discord, so yeah, I'm gonna do this video. So yeah, let's get into this reaction.
Something else we have in common.
Okay.
Flying on the airlines.
Flying? I've been on a plane enough times, bro. I don't like flying, bro. That's all I'm gonna say.
Listening to the airlines announcements.
Yeah.
And trying to pretend to ourselves that the language they're using is really English. Doesn't seem like it to me. Whole thing starts when you get to the gate. First announcement. We would like to begin the boarding process. Extra word, process. Not necessary. Boarding is enough. We'd like to begin the boarding. Simple, tells the story.
I mean, we'd like to begin boarding. Probably, not the boarding. That is true. They do make weird announcements.
People add extra words when they want things to sound more important than they really are. Boarding process. Sounds important. It isn't. It's just a bunch of people getting on an airplane. People like to sound important. Weathermen on television talk about shower activity. Sounds more important than showers. I even heard one guy on CNN talk about a rain event. Swear to God. He said, Louisiana's expecting a rain event. I thought, holy shit, I hope I can get tickets to that. Emergency situation. News people like to say, police have responded to an emergency situation. No, they haven't. They've responded to an emergency. We know it's a situation. Everything is a situation. Anyway, as part of this boarding process, they say, we would like to pre-board. Well, what exactly is that anyway? What does it mean to pre-board? You get on before you get on? That's another complaint of mine. Too much use of this prefix pre. It's all over the language now. Pre this, pre that. Place the turkey in a preheated oven. It's ridiculous. There are only two states an oven can possibly exist in: heated or unheated. Preheated is a meaningless fucking term.
Not wrong. Not wrong. I mean, preheat the oven. Heat the oven. I mean, yeah, there's no difference, is there? There really is no difference. I mean, what about prequel, though? Like, prequel. I guess that's a good idea.
It's like pre-recorded. This program was pre-recorded. Well, of course it was pre-recorded. When else are you going to record it? Afterwards? That's the whole purpose of recording, to do it beforehand. Otherwise, it doesn't really work, does it? Pre-existing, pre-planning, pre-screening. You know what I tell these people? Pre-suck my genital situation.
Pre-planning, that was poor. How can you pre-plan? What, you planned the plan, but it's still part of the plan?
And they seem to understand what I'm talking about. Anyway, as part of this pre-boarding, they say, we would like to pre-board those passengers traveling with small children. Well, what about those passengers traveling with large children? Don't you have a 2-year-old with a pituitary disorder? You know,
You know, I never understood that one fully. Like, why do the kids and get to go on first? Because that doesn't really make sense. I mean, I understand. Yeah, maybe you don't want them waiting outside, but at the end of the day, getting on the plane, it's just a bit restless. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be restless if I had to sit on the plane for 30 minutes while everyone else was getting on. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy now, because on planes, I'm pretty sure you can pay extra to get early boarding, which is hilarious, bro. I have some funny airport stories, bro. I missed a plane one time. I'll tell that story at the end.
6-foot infant with an oversized head. Kind of kid you see in the National Enquirer all the time. Actually, with a kid like that, I think you're better off checking him right in with your luggage at the curb, don't you? Well, they like it under there. It's dark. They're used to that. About this time, someone is telling you to get on the plane. Get on the plane, get on the plane. I say, fuck you, I'm getting in the plane. Let Evel Knievel get on the plane. I'll be in here with you folks in uniform. There seems to be less wind in here. They might tell you you're on a non-stop flight. Well, I don't think I care for that. No, I insist that my flights stop. Preferably at an airport. It's those sudden, unscheduled cornfield and housing development stops that seem to interrupt the flow of my day. Here's one they just made up. Near miss. When two planes almost collide, they call it a near miss. It's a near hit. A collision is a near miss. Look, they nearly missed. Yes, but not quite. They might tell you your flight has been delayed because of a change of equipment. Broken plane.
I was watching a video about it, and they said planes are pretty much they're not always in great condition, dude. Like, obviously they need to be graded up to a certain thing, but there's more than likely a high chance something on the plane is not working. Like literally, planes are so old. Like, if you think about some of the planes that are still in use right now, these planes are built 50 years ago. Like, I know it sounds mad, but a lot of these Boeings and Airbuses built in like 1960s, 70s, 80s, like, they're old planes, dude. They need to be maintained, and things break, bro. Like, I was on a plane, man, and a bit of the wing flap was just gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just thingy. Yeah, it happens more than people think. Of course, if it's delayed, there's a problem with the plane.
Tell me to put my seat back forward. No. Well, I don't bend that way. If I could put my seat back forward, I'd be in porno movies.
I want to say something. I was on a flight, bro, and you know how on like a budget airline, like the seats get, the leg room in the seats get smaller and smaller and smaller as you go back. So we were sitting, I'd say 75% back in the plane, right? And this fucking idiot, bro, that was sitting in front of me, man. His seat, we was trying to put it back, and I'm tall, so my legs are my knees are against the seat anyway. This guy keeps trying to push it back the whole fucking flight. Legitimately, man, if I didn't have to sit on a plane with him for that 4 hours, I would have just clapped him around the face, because he was saying, fucking idiot, bro, fucking idiot. I don't understand that. Like, if somebody's sitting behind you, why are you putting your seat back? Like, are you good? Like, if you want that privilege, go and fly in a better class, bro.
Then they mentioned carry-on luggage. First time I heard carry-on, I thought they were going to bring a dead deer on board. I thought, what the hell do they mean with that? Don't they have the little TV dinners anymore? Then I thought, carry on, there's going to be a party. People are going to be carrying on the plane. Well, I don't care for that. I like a serious attitude on the plane, especially on the flight deck, which is the latest euphemism for cockpit. Can't imagine why they wouldn't want to use a lovely word like cockpit, can you? Especially with all those stewardesses going in and out of it all the time.
Come on, man.
There's a word that's changed, stewardess. First it was hostess, then stewardess, now it's flight attendant. You know what I call them? The lady on the plane. Sometimes it's a man on the plane now. That's good, equality. I'm all in favor of that. Sometimes they actually refer to these people as uniformed crew members. Uniformed. As opposed to that guy sitting next to you in the Grateful Dead t-shirt and the fuck you hat. Who's working on his 9th little bottle of Kahlua, I might add. As soon as they close the door to the aircraft, that's when they begin the safety lecture. I love the safety lecture. This is my favorite part of the airplane ride. I listen very carefully to the safety lecture, especially that part where they teach us how to use the seat belts. Imagine this. Here we are, a plane full of...
Worst part is, like, the safety procedure is all well and good, okay? I know I'm posing a lot, but The safety procedure is all well and good. With the safety procedure, it's not the first thing they do. I've been on planes where the plane's already fucking moving when they're doing that. So, yeah, I mean, it's basic stuff. But you'd be surprised how stupid some people are about the seatbelt thing. Like, people are legitimately stupid, bro. They just don't think about putting their seatbelts on. I don't think I've ever been on a plane. I've been on a plane a lot of times. I don't think I've ever had to actually have a seatbelt moment where your seatbelt needs to be on, because we never had any problems. But yeah, let's continue.
Human beings, many of us partially educated, and they're actually taking time out to describe the intricate workings of a belt buckle. Place the small metal flap into the buckle. Well, I asked for clarification at that point. Over here, please. Over here. Yes, thank you very much. Did I hear you correctly? Did you say place the small metal flap into the buckle, or place the buckle over and around the small metal flap?
I'm pretty sure I've seen a steward, like an air hostess, come around and actually do up people's seatbelts. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm a simple man. I do not possess an engineering degree, nor am I mechanically inclined. Sorry to have taken up so much of your time. Please continue with the wonderful safety lecture. Seatbelt. High-tech shit. The safety lecture continues. The next thing they do, they tell you to locate your nearest emergency exit. I do this immediately. I locate my nearest emergency exit, and then I plan my route. You have to plan your route. It's not always a straight line, is it? Sometimes there's a really big fat fuck sitting right in front of you.
Yeah.
Well, you know you'll never get over him. I look around for women and children, midgets and dwarfs, cripples, war widows, paralyzed veterans, people with broken legs, anybody who looks like they can't move too well. The emotionally disturbed come in very handy at a time like this. You might have to go out of your way to find these people, but you'll get out of the plane a lot goddamn quicker, believe me. I say, let's see. I'll go around the fat fuck, step on the widow's head, push those children out of the way, knock down the paralyzed midget, and get out of the plane where I can help others.
Ain't nobody helping no one, bro. They say you need to help if you sit on the edge. No one ain't gonna. They're gonna just leave, bro, if they're playing some trouble.
I can be of no help to anyone if I'm lying unconscious in the aisle with some big cocksucker standing on my head. I must get out of the plane, go to a nearby farmhouse, have a Dr. Pepper, and call the police.
Dr. Pepper.
The safety lecture continues. In the unlikely event, this is a very suspect phrase, especially coming as it does from an industry that is willing to lie about arrival and departure times. In the unlikely event of a sudden change in cabin pressure, roof flies off. An oxygen mask will drop down in front of you. Place the mask over your face and breathe normally. Well, I have no problem with that. I always breathe normally when I'm in a 600-mile-an-hour uncontrolled vertical dive. I also shit normally. Right in my pants! They tell you to adjust your oxygen mask before helping your child with his.
I was about to say he didn't mention that, but he just did.
Not need to be told that. In fact, I'm probably going to be too busy screaming to help him at all. This will be a good time for him to learn self-reliance. If he can program his fucking VCR, he can goddamn jolly well learn to adjust an oxygen mask.
VCR?
Fairly simple thing, just a little rubber band in the back is all it is. Not nearly as complicated as, say, for instance, a seatbelt. The safety lecture continues. In the unlikely event of a water landing.
No, thank you.
Well, what exactly is a water landing? Am I mistaken, or does this sound somewhat similar to crashing into the ocean? Your seat cushion can be used as a flotation device. Well, imagine that. My seat cushion. Just what I need. To float around the North Atlantic for several days. Clinging to a pillow full of beer farts.
You're gonna have the live vest under your chair now. All right.
Thank you. The flight continues. A little later on, toward the end, we hear... The captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Well, who gives a shit who turned it on? What does that have to do with anything? It's on, isn't it? And who made this man a captain? Might I ask? Did I sleep through some sort of an armed forces swearing-in ceremony or something? Captain, he's a fucking pilot, and let him be happy with that. If those sightseeing announcements are any mark of his intellect, he's lucky to be working at all.
Disrespect.
Tell the captain, Air Marshal Carlin says, go fuck yourself. The next sentence I hear is full of things that piss me off.
Oh, here we go.
Before leaving the aircraft, please check around your immediate seating area for any personal belongings you might have brought on board. Well...
Of course. Why would you not? Why would you not? Like, Jesus. The thing is, people do fucking leave their shit. Like...
Let's start with immediate seating area. Seat! It's a goddamn seat!
Yep.
Check around your seat for any personal belongings. Well, what other kinds of belongings are there besides personal? Public belongings? Do these people honestly think I might be traveling with a fountain I stole from the park? You might have brought on board. Well, I might have brought my arrowhead collection. I didn't. So I'm not going to look for it. I'm going to look for things I brought on board. Would seem to enhance the likelihood of my finding something, wouldn't you say? Telling me to return my seat back and tray table to their original upright positions? Fine. Who's going to return this guy in the Grateful Dead t-shirt and the fuck you hat to his original upright position? About this time, they tell you you'll be landing shortly. That sound to you like we're going to miss the runway? Final approach is not very promising either, is it? Final is not a good word to be using on an airplane. Sometimes the pilot will get on and you'll say, we'll be on the ground in 15 minutes. Well, that's a little vague, isn't it? Now we're taxiing in. She says, welcome to O'Hare International Airport. Well, how can someone who is just arriving herself possibly welcome me to a place she isn't even at yet? Doesn't this violate some fundamental law of physics? We're only on the ground 4 seconds. She's coming on like the fucking mayor's wife.
What the fuck, bro?
We're the local time.
Oh, yeah.
Well, of course it's the local time. What did you think we were expecting? The time in Pango Pango? Enjoy your stay in Chicago or wherever your final destination might be.
Yeah, that's exactly what they say.
All destinations are final. That's what it means. Destiny, final. If you haven't gotten where you're going, you aren't there yet. The captain has asked.
You remain
More
seated.
shit from the bogus captain. You know, for someone who's supposed to be flying an airplane, he's taking a mighty big interest in what I'm doing back here.
Doesn't fly that much, bro.
That you remain seated until he has brought the aircraft to a complete stop.
No one listens, though.
Not a partial stop. Because during a partial stop, I partially get up. Continue to observe the no smoking sign until well inside the terminal. It's physically impossible to observe the no smoking sign, even if you're standing just outside the door of the airplane. Much less well inside the terminal. You can't even see the fucking planes from well inside the terminal. Which brings me to terminal.
Yeah.
No.
That's true, bro. They do say all of that at the end of the flight. Please remain seated. No one ever remains seated, by the way. No one. Nobody. And it's really funny that people don't remain seated when they're sitting in the middle of the plane. Like, dude, why the fuck are you standing up if you know, we're not thinking? There was one time where we were waiting to get off the plane for about 15 minutes after it had stopped. And people were just standing the fuck up. And like, it's cramped. You can't fully stand up there unless you're short. So, people are fucking dumb. The worst part is, as soon as one person starts getting up, everybody's like, oh shit, I've got to get up too because I can't think. And then you're like, oh fuck, I can't fucking not get up now because then I'm gonna have to wait for all these plebs. You know what I'm saying?
Another unfortunate word to be used in association with air travel. And they use it all over the airport, don't they? Somehow I just can't get hungry at a place called the Terminal Snack Bar. But if you've ever eaten there, you know it is an appropriate name. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, that is the end of this video, man. That was really good, man. I like that. I've seen one of George Carlin's stand-up reactions before, and I mean, I didn't find it as funny. But this one's really good. His wordplay, like the way he breaks the language down, is really interesting because he literally goes into the semantics and like he breaks every little thing down and says, oh, it doesn't mean this, when you could definitely take it to mean that, of course. But anyway, I said I would tell a quick story of how I missed the plane. So I'm going to give you cliff notes, and if you want me to tell a story, like a story time, I will. But basically, I was going on holiday with my dad and my brother and my granddad. We were going, and we got on the plane, and we had a connecting flight. But our first flight was delayed for about an hour and a half, right? Or maybe close to an hour, maybe a little longer. We get on the plane, we land to get our connecting flight. And once we land, our connecting flight is leaving in, I believe it was like 30 odd minutes, right? So we have to get off the plane. But for some reason, the plane is taking forever to let people off. And they don't let us off, even though we said we have a connecting flight. So the guy that we asked, like the flight attendant's like, yeah, they're waiting for you. So we get off, we get in a bus, because this is not right at the terminal. We have to get a bus to the terminal. We stand on the bus for 10 minutes, right? We go, and we run, and we run all the way through the terminal. And this fucking airport was so big. We run all the way there. We get there with like 5 minutes to spare before the flight takes off. No one there. Plane's right there. Leaves. That led to me having to sit in the fucking airport for 7 hours while we waited for the next flight. Amazing, dude. But yeah, that's my story, man. Let me know if you have any crazy airport stories like that. Let me know what you thought of this video. Leave me suggestions, join our Discord, all that good stuff. And I'll see you all next time.